Hey, 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 it's Sporty King, and I say to you, goodness. And I say goodness. Why? Those of you who've been with me before know why, but those of you who haven't, well, I say it because I don't know whether you're watching morning, afternoon, or evening. But then I always like to follow up with, isn't it great to have good in front of your salutation? Whether it's good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, isn't it great to have good in front of your salutation? Look, we've got less than a minute for today's message, so don't worry. So, well, if you're watching the video, you can fast forward a whole 30 seconds probably. But I always like to come on at least a minute or two before the broadcast to give people a chance to log out of whatever they're doing and settle down if they want to be in on the live broadcast. But you don't have to do that. Feel free to come in on my videos and still feel free to comment and let me know where you're watching in from. I appreciate that. And so do others, because people sometimes like to see where someone else is coming in from, as well as, hey, maybe they know that person and they may connect with them. But hey, it's 11 o'clock. Well, let's get ready to rumble. Let's rumble. Welcome to Gift Friday. I named this Gift Friday because so often we hear people say TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. But I say, what allure does Friday have to the person who took their last breath on Thursday or any day before that, for that matter? So I use what I learned in Psalm 92:2, and that is, it is good to proclaim your unfailing love in the morning, your faithfulness in the evening. So I don't get rid of TGIF. Instead, I use TGIT, and that is, thank God it's today. And then TGIT, thank God it's tonight, giving me the option to add another one of my spiritual biblical my biblical inspirations, and that is from Matthew 6:34. So don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Thank God it's tonight. Today's trouble is enough for today. Thank God it's today. Yes, darkness always precedes the light. So instead, let's consider another use of TGIF. Let's look at it as trusting God is free. Trusting God is free. Think about it. What does it cost you to receive the greatest gift of every single day? The gift to be able to wake up. In fact, the gift of after you doing the bravest thing that you can do at any time, and that is to lay your head down and go to sleep, because you have no guarantee you're going to wake up. So trusting God is free. And that still moves us into realizing that we could do a little math. We can do some subtraction and some addition. First of all, let's subtract the T from the front of gift, TGIF, and put it at the end and add it to the end. And now we got GIFT, and that is gift. And what we should really be giving God thanks for, and that is the gift of today. You see, GIFT, God is for today. Gift Friday is the online sharing of one of my original poems or poetic messages to help you inspire other people in person or online or in your heart, because so often we need to remind ourselves to be inspired so that we can continue. Notice I say continue to be an inspiration to others. You don't know how many others you inspire by being who you are, but let me guarantee you that you do. So please be who you are. It makes a difference. Each poem is then going to be my gift to you, where you'll hear me read it here, and then I'll share this week's gift. Then, if you like a keepsake colorful copy, you'll find it downloaded in a thread on Facebook or LinkedIn. Now, today, I'm going to take you back into a time tunnel with me. This is actually my first book. It was unpublished, of course, but I wrote it in I started it in 1975. It's handwritten. The father of my girlfriend back then bound it with blank pages because he liked the poetry that I had written his daughter, and she shared it. So for those who don't remember, my birth name is actually Ryspodii, Ryspodii. So I got to get creative on connecting the title using what poetry and Ryspodii had in common, and that is the RY. So poet Ryspodii, or poetry Spodii, which was my nickname actually in elementary school. My teachers used to call me Spodii instead of Ryspodii. And so that started the whole connection, the corporate merger because my nickname on the block was Sports Car because I could run fast when I was younger. Now I say I can only run in an emergency. But Sports Car and Spody became Sporty. So that's what I use now. But either way, that was one of my first creative things, and that was my book. So I've been getting such a kick out of just going through the book and reconnecting to my early days and seeing where my spirit has changed and where it stayed the same. So please find something physical that takes you back to the formative days and let it become a great inner conversation. You'll smile because you've changed, or you'll smile even because you haven't changed. Today's gift is a collector's item from my unpublished coffer. And this poem was actually written in 1981. It's called The Virgin Experience. The Virgin Experience. Everything has been, is, and will be done. So why lie to yourself and be cheated out of all the fun? Why ask yourself, why me? And cry and feel misused? Why not you? Just one of the many. Welcome to the list of the abused. When we open our hearts, all must come in, be it love, be it hatred, be it pain. Then it's up to our minds to filter and regulate, such that only the laughter doth remain. And the strength we possess, we must cultivate and rest to consistently achieve the peak of self-perfection. So don't hide from, surrender to, or be hurt by variance. It was bound to happen, but it's just the virgin experience. Oh, gosh, in 1981. So, I mean, that means I wrote that when I was 20. Okay, now I got to do math. Oh, I should have planned this. And so I wrote, what's 55, 81, 55, 81 minus 55 is 26 years. Yeah. So I wrote that when I was 26, okay? But each of us had and will continue to have what I call virgin experiences. That first time we lived through something. You'll find that this poem extends that conversation from my Glue Wednesday broadcast, fearing, oops, wait, what happened? Oh, okay. Oh, that slide didn't connect. Oh, well. Anyway, you'll find that this poem extends that conversation from my Glue Wednesday broadcast, which is called Fearing in First, talking about how you fear, F-A-R-E-D, in your first. So here are some comments posted before, during, and after my appreciative, after the post, with my appreciative comments inspired by their sharing. Oh my goodness. Oh, I must not have been clicking along the way. Open it. Oh, this is what I should have been reading during the poem. Okay. All right. No. Okay. Oh man, I got to go back. Oh my God, the wrong poem saved. Let me see. There it is. Oh, I must not have been clicking along. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Hey, let's quickly put it in together. Let's put it. No, we're not going to put it together. So the virgin experience. So I read the poem to you. I'm going to go on. Okay. So this was the Wednesday broadcast, Fearing in First. And now here are some comments that were posted before, during, and after. And they have my appreciative comments inspired by their sharing. My good friend in California, Seema said, I like the acknowledgement of first. I remember the first holidays after the loss of loved ones and how different they were. I was glad to have the support of friends who understood that it was the first. Sending prayers and light to you, Seema. And then I wrote, and there goes my whole broadcast, because that is what it's about. People acknowledging your first. If they understand that you're going, because many will go through this first Thanksgiving without their parents. My good friend Vic was on the broadcast with us. His mother just died 2 weeks ago, and I'm not putting his business in the street. He wonderfully posted a ceremony to her on Facebook and acknowledged her. And I think that acknowledging that is also part of the healing. Um, so I'm not speaking out of turn, but either way, and then when you have friends who know, and I got one of my little sisters in Memphis, Holly Cooper, she's going to be going through her first Thanksgiving, and we've talked about that. So, so that's the key, is having friends who support you and understand that you may be going through your first. And yeah, that's the whole broadcast. But I still strung the broadcast out. And then my sister here in Charlotte, we met in Chicago, Roger Carroll, wrote, my mother didn't get a chance to meet her great grandchild, Ella, and the new one that's on the way. See, so she's talking about a first. Yeah, see, sometimes we got a chance to twist everything into first. Even though she's not talking about her first, but it'll be her first time not introducing her mother to the grandchild, which she also didn't get a chance to meet the first one. So that's the key. And so that's why I wrote, it made me think about when I first moved to Maryland and Chicago, my mother's visits were my great times alone with her and one of my favorite bonding feelings of God's grace. But guess what? She never got to see me move to Charlotte. So she came to visit when I moved from New York to Maryland, when I moved from Maryland to Chicago. And that was great one-on-ones. So those were some firsts with me. And so now this will be the first time, Charlotte is the first time that she didn't get to come and have that one-on-one with me to my new location. So that's what I'm saying. Find your first, use your imagination. And finally, my sister in Chicago, Daphne, wrote, because she was 35 when her mother died and her mother was 69. And she wrote, Mom didn't get a chance to witness me getting my teaching degree. So many goals that our parents' sacrifices go through for us, and they may not get to see the fruition of it. And so that's what I wrote, is that my mother didn't get to see me relocate to Charlotte, like I just said, where she would have visited. And thinking about those things is a wonderful healing salve. You gave me another thought where I saw the correlation of now I'm 69, right? And when I was 35, I mean, when my mother died when I was 56, I thought about my siblings and nieces and nephews, those who relied on my mother, who were 35 in this case, and those, but actually I thought about any of them who were younger than me, because I said, wow, I was 56. I had a mother for 56 years. And so I put myself in the position of each of them and said, what would I have done had my mother died at that age? So when Daphne posted that comment, I thought about, wow, when I was 35, where was my life? What was I going through? So that's a way to acknowledge the first and help yourself get through them. So let me remind you that you'll continue to have a lot of firsts in your life, a lot of virgin experiences. And I believe the key to the poem is in the beginning of the second stanza, which said, that was where those things came in, where it says, when we open our hearts, there it is. I didn't rearrange the slides. When we open our hearts, all must come in, be it love, be it hatred, be it pain. You see, opening our hearts is the base of trust. And when you trust, anything can happen. Good or bad, you'll have to bounce back from your first time dealing with it. And if you're reading this, you have bounced back. So the degree to which you bounce back may still be finalizing. Trust yourself. It's still working itself out. Sometimes that will help you bounce back. What will help you bounce back is knowing what the first line in the poem states about your first time. It's just a reminder that everything has been, is, and will be done. Yeah, it's not a slap in your face to say you're not the first to go through this. It's a reminder and to encourage you, you're not the first. So there's a formula. It can be gone through. And not that you have to go through the same way someone else did, but you have to know that there is a formula and it's possible. And so that's the way that you can trust yourself. So that's why, again, I say find something physical that takes you back to the formative days and let it become a great inner conversation. I found my book. That's something that has given me the strength to go through some of my firsts. You'll smile because you've changed, or even you'll smile because you haven't changed. I found that physical thing in my original collection of poetry, which I mentioned to you. And that's my original collection of poetry. Poetry, Spody, Poet, Riss Spody. If you like a copy of today's poem, I'll drop that in the thread on Facebook and LinkedIn. And meanwhile, uh, if you like a copy, oh no, that's it. So I want to wish you a happy Gift Friday and weekend. Be safe and remember that God is for today. And thank you for the shout. Hey there, hope you've been well. Great to see you. Yes, Keisha, good to see you as well. All right. And then even if you're watching a video, click in there, let me know where you're watching them from. It will encourage me and it may encourage someone else. Thank you. God bless you and stay safe. Peace. P.S. By the way, just in case, when we talked about when Seema said my friends who understood my first holiday without, a lost a loved one, if you instead of saying happy Thanksgiving, you might say safe Thanksgiving. That's what I've been saying mostly. You don't have to stop saying happy, by the way. Okay. But you know your friends, but you say happy and safe. Think about, just think about it. Be empathetic, be compassionate, but don't be politically correct and in denial. People need to know that they're living in a real world. Ooh, excuse me. And you help them more by helping them stick with reality. Okay. I'm out of here. Peace.